Hey there, it's Sheryl. Thanks so much for joining. Today we're going to talk about something that is so important. It was something that I did not know how to do as a young person, and it just ended in a lot of frustration for me. And I've spent the last couple decades figuring this one out, and I'm excited to share it with you so you do not have to go through that struggle that I did, and you can go about your business of being as amazing as possible. So today we're going to talk about one epic formula to manage emotions, especially when the stakes are high. In other words, we have so many situations where we work so hard and then the spotlight is on us, and we really want to be able to manage our emotions so we can shine and do our absolute best. Now, keep in mind, this is so important because a lot of times emotions drive our behavior. Now, keep in mind, it's also important because we want, like I said, all of that hard work to pay off. And this also is a huge indicator in us being able to trust ourselves when the big time comes, whether we're making a presentation, having an important conversation, or if we have practiced really hard and prepared really hard for some type of competition. So being able to manage emotions, especially when the stakes are high, is vital. Now, keep in mind, world-class athletes typically perform their best when they are calm, carefree, and focused. Now, let me explain that for a second. Calm is pretty self-explanatory. For different types of events, there's maybe different levels of calm, but generally speaking, you want to be in control. Now, carefree is not that you don't care about an event, but that you're not caring about the outcome while you're performing. So calm, carefree, and then also the last one is focused on the most important thing for you to do your best. Now, keeping that in mind, if you don't do that and emotions get in your way, then they are distracting, and it's going to take you away from being able to do your absolute best. And you know what? If our emotions aren't in check during moments that are important to us, there are some pretty pretty big consequences, and it can be incredibly frustrating. So here's the epic formula to how to manage emotions, especially when the stakes are high. It has to do with emotional control plus trust equals success. Now, that is the formula. Now, let me talk about it and explain it, and also share a little bit how you can do it. First of all, you first need to be aware. So the first thing you need to do is recognize emotions that aren't serving you. Typically, emotions, I call them red emotions if they're negative: anger, worry, fear, doubt, frustration, all of those things. Those are not super helpful when it comes to performing your best. So the first step is to recognize them and be aware of them. And also, here's a step that a lot of people miss. Not only do you want to be aware and recognize them, but you want to know that they're okay. You are totally normal for thinking about and feeling whatever emotions that you feel. Now, that is an important piece because in order for emotions to pass, we need to feel them. So recognize how you're feeling, know that it's okay. Now, the second thing you need to do is release. So the first thing was recognize emotions that maybe aren't serving you before an important event. The second thing is to release them. Now, you might be wondering, okay, that sounds great, but how do you do it? Now, this may seem counterintuitive, but there's a lot of research to back it. In order to release emotions, you not only need to confront them, you almost need to welcome them or challenge them. So if you're really worried about a presentation or a difficult conversation, you just have to have the attitude of bring it on. I'm not only ready for this, but I want this. And I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but you need to confront it. In other words, you need to slay that emotion before it's going to move out of your way so you can do your absolute best. So first, recognize, know that whatever emotion you're feeling is okay, but it's maybe not going to serve you, doing your best. So recognize and then release, confront that emotion, challenge it, really tell it to, bring it on, and you want to really encourage it to come towards you rather than push it away. And then the third thing that you do is strategize. You want to set a strategy, and remember, keep this simple. You want to ask yourself, what is the one most important thing that I can do to do my absolute best? Going back to the example about a presentation or maybe a competitive event. Let's start with a presentation. You might think, and this is under the assumption, of course, that you were prepared. So I'm going to give that one to you, that you're prepared. But to strategize, you might think eye contact. You might even think maybe keep my body very open, or you might think to enunciate. So in other words, one thing, and this is huge, that you have control over. All right. If it comes to a competitive event, it might be something technical that you have control over. In other words, maybe it has to do with a stroke in swimming. How's your hand going to enter the water? Again, strategize one thing that's very important that you have control over. So remember, you have more things in common with world-class athletes than you think. And if you can recognize, release, and strategize and understand this epic formula of how to manage emotions when stakes are high, and remember, this formula is emotional control plus trust equals success. And then we went over how to do this, and that is recognize, release, and strategize. Now, I hope you found this content useful. I ask you to please share it on Facebook or share it with friends if you think they might find it helpful too. I am here to serve you any way I can. I really want to make this content real for you. So please do reach out to me if I can answer any questions. I want to support you, not just through this short video or through this newsletter, but I want to support you through the long haul, especially when things get tough. And as we all know, sometimes they do. So please do reach out to me. I'm glad to have a conversation with you to see how I can help you any way I can. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time.